Hi, boys and girls. This is a Sesame Street book. It's called Big Bird Brings Spring to Sesame Street. And it is about, let's see, we'll find out how we bring spring to Sesame Street. It is written by Lauren Collier Swindler, illustrated by Marcia Winborn. Big Bird looked down Sesame Street. Everything was covered with a thick layer of snow, white snow. Big Bird sighed. Oh, it had been a long winter. He was tired of looking at plain, white snow. Big Bird walked through the park and thought about all the things he couldn't do because of the snow. He couldn't ride his unicycle down Sesame Street. He couldn't play in the sandbox in the playground. He couldn't roller skate on the sidewalk. Besides winter, it is gloomy, thought Big Bird. I wish spring was here. Suddenly, Big Bird had a wonderful idea. What do you think his wonderful idea is going to be? I'll buy some flowers to put in my nest. Then it will look like spring is already here. Do you think that would help him feel better? Flowers usually do that, or doing kind things. So Big Bird walked down to Mr. McIntosh's store and bought 6 of his favorite flowers. I feel better already, thought Big Bird, as he walked back toward Sesame Street with his bouquet of 6 beautiful flowers. On the way to his nest, Big Bird stopped at the Count's castle. Ah, Big Bird, what beautiful flowers, cried the Count. Let me count them. 1 beautiful flower, 2 beautiful flowers, 3, 4, 5, 6 beautiful flowers. Big Bird, I love counting your beautiful flowers. Count sure likes to count things. Gee, I didn't buy the flowers to count them, said Big Bird. I bought them to remind me of spring. Would you like to keep this pretty pink daisy? You can count all of its petals. Wonderful, cried the Count. I also love counting flower petals. 1 pretty pink flower petal, 2 pretty pink flower petals, 3. Count loves to count things, and he's going to be busy. It looks like there's a lot of petals on that daisy. Big Bird walked down Sesame Street carrying his 5 flowers. He stopped to watch Maria shovel snow from the sidewalk in front of the Fix-It-Up shop. Now, why does he have 5 flowers? He started with 6. That's right, he gave 1 to count. So 5 take away 1, 6 take away 1 equals 5. Oops! Maria slipped and fell in the snow. Oh, Maria, are you hurt? Asked Big Bird as he helped her stand up. No, Big Bird, I'm not hurt, but I am tired of winter and shoveling snow, she said. Here, Maria, said Big Bird, you may have 1 of my flowers. It will help you feel happy again. Thank you, Big Bird, said Maria, taking the orange tiger lily. So let's see, how many flowers does he have now? He had 5. Then he gave 1 to Maria. So he has how many left? Big Bird walked on down Sesame Street with the 4 flowers he had left. He found Grover sitting sadly on the steps. Oh my goodness, said Grover unhappily. Furry old Grover is very blue. Of course you are blue, said Big Bird. You have blue fur. No, Big Bird. I mean that I am very sad, explained Grover. I can't ride my scooter in the snow. Maybe this blue pansy will help make you feel better, said Big Bird, and he gave one to Grover. Okay, so he had 4 flowers, and he's giving 1 to Grover. How many flowers does Big Bird have left? Big Bird looked down at his 3 flowers, and he noticed that one of them was bent over. "Oh no," said Big Bird, holding up the purple iris. "This flower's stem is broken." The lid of the trash can clapped open. "I love things that are broken," said Oscar the Grouch, leaning out of his can. "Well, gee," said Oscar, "I guess you may have my purple iris." So he had 3 flowers, and he gave 1 to Grover. How many will Big Bird have left? "Thanks, Bird," said Oscar. "Grouches like flowers that are bent and broken." He. He grabbed the purple iris and slammed down the lid of his trash can. Big Bird clutched his last 2 flowers. Then he saw Ernie. "Hi, Big Bird," said Ernie. "You look cold." "I'm so cold my tail feathers are frozen," answered Big Bird. "Where are you going?" "I'm going to see Betty Lou. She's sick in bed with the flu. I wish I had something to take to cheer her up." What do you think? "Oh," said Big Bird, looking down at his last 2 flowers. "Do you think she would like a yellow daffodil?" Oh, yes, thank you, Big Bird." Ernie took the flower and went into 123 Sesame Street. So he had 2 flowers. He gave 1 to Ernie. How many does he have left? Big Bird went into Hooper's store to get warm. Bert was sitting at the counter, sadly sipping his figgy fizz. "What's wrong, Bert?" asked Big Bird. "You look kind of glum." "I've lost my favorite paper clip," wailed Bert. "I dropped it in a snowdrift. Now I'll have to wait until the snow melts to find it." "Oh, Big Bird, what if my paper clip gets all rusted from that by then?" Oh dear. He is not feeling too happy, is he? You think Big Bird can make him feel better? "Don't worry, Bert," said Big Bird. "Your paper clip will still be there in the spring." Big Bird," sighed Bert. Then he looked at the single rose Big Bird was holding. "Say, what are you going to do with that beautiful rose?" he asked. I'm going to give it to you, Bert," Big Bird said. Gave Bert his last flower and left Hooper's store. So he had 1 flower left, and he gave it to Bert. How many flowers does Big Bird have? Empty-handed, Big Bird walked back up Sesame Street toward his nest. He had given away all 6 of his flowers. Oh, well, he thought, soon it will be spring. He's looking a little bit sad. When he got to the lamppost, Big Bird turned around. Sesame Street looked different. The plain, white, snow-covered street was splashed with bright colors. The flowers Big Bird had given to his friends were blooming up and down Sesame Street. Big Bird had brought spring to Sesame Street. Does it look different? Can you find all 6 of the flowers? I don't know if you can see them. And then some friends brought him some flowers. Spring is coming to the Northwoods too. We get a little snow, then it melts. Get a little snow, it melts. Have a great day. I'm missing all of you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.